Dr. Gault, it's Miss Emily and Kirk.
Hi, we're home.
We're glad to see you. Hello.
How are you, young lady?
Oh, just...
I missed you.
I'm fine, Daddy. I was only gone for 2 days, you know.
Well, Kirk, it looks like you took good care of my little girl.
Well, actually, Doctor, I think it was the other way around.
Oh, you don't look at all well. Were you sick?
No, but I was involved in a slight traffic accident. I promise I'll look both ways before I cross next time.
Well, it's a good thing, then, that you cut your visit short and came home. You're not in the best of health.
Well, we followed the trail as far as it would take us. There was no point in staying any longer.
Well, young lady, I just hope you got it out of your system.
Well, it was something Kirk felt he had to do, and it all worked out for the best.
Well, a little bit that Emily was able to find out about my past didn't make me feel very good about myself, but I can live with it now.
Yeah. The important thing is that Kirk doesn't have to feel threatened anymore. We can really put the past behind us and start over.
Oh, I'm very happy to hear that. And I'm very happy that you're home, both of you.
But we're not going to be here very long, Doctor. We mean that this isn't going to be our home.
Well, there's plenty of room here. But I suppose if you want a place of your own, well, we could look around and find a house in a neighborhood.
I can't live in Graham County. What I mean to say is that Emily and I are going to move back to Monticello.
Kirk, this is all wrong. You spend 2 days in Monticello and decide you want to live there?
Daddy, we talked about this the whole way home, and we just feel it would be better for Kirk, for both of us.
Better living in a big, noisy city with all those people pushing and shoving and crowding. Miss Emily, you know you wouldn't like a life like that.
Well, I'm not sure I will, but I know I want to be with Kirk.
In Monticello, I wasn't able to find out the kind of person I was. But I may be able to find the person I can be.
Don't you see, Daddy? Kirk can't stay here.
Why not?
Because there's nothing for him to do in a rural community.
Well, there are a lot of people just fine here.
What makes you think that Monticello would be any better?
Because in Monticello, I have choices. There, I can find out what skills I do have.
I don't see why you're so worried about working anyway. You still need plenty of rest, and you can stay here.
Doctor, I can't sit in this house. If I do that, I'll vegetate, and I won't accept any more of your charity.
Daddy, in Monticello, Kirk might be able to find some kind of office job. He might even be able to go to school.
Kirk, I understand what you're striving for. But I feel sure that we could figure out some way to achieve your goals right here.
Doctor, I told Emily that you wouldn't want her to leave. I told her that,
And I told Kirk that I'll go wherever he goes.
Like Ruth in the Bible.
Yes, Molly, like Ruth. Whither thou goest.
But it won't be safe, Emily.
Daddy, I told you it is safe. We know now that Kirk isn't in any trouble with the law in Monticello, so we have nothing to worry about.
But there may still be some people there who... Kirk, it may be more than you can handle in your state of mind. You could have a complete breakdown.
No! Now, look, the only answer is for us to leave together. Period.
Daddy, we have to do this. We have to go off on our own. We need the chance to know each other as a husband and wife should.
Well, if that is the only problem, you can find a house right here.
We did see a lovely house on the way back from Monticello in a little suburb called Oakdale.
Emily, you're not going to leave this house. No, Emily, I've never forbidden you to do anything in your life.
Haven't you?
I've accepted your marriage, haven't I? I want you and Kirk to be together, to be happy. I just feel that what you're doing is wrong, and you'll regret it. I know you will.
Let's be sensible. It is much too expensive living in a city.
But there is no reason why I can't work, too.
Doctor, I will not let Emily starve.
Well, you're not going to get any help from me, you understand that? I won't help you make this terrible mistake.
Logan, excuse me.
Excuse the mess, and please just make your way through the obstacle course.
Yes? Obstacles?
Oh, come on.
Oh, you mean these? Oh, I'm sorry. I just couldn't get my eyes off the lady of the house. You look very nice tonight.
I do? Well, thank you. Flattery will get you everywhere.
Something different about this room, isn't there? Have you rearranged the furniture or something?
You guessed.
These are very nice, too. Very artistic.
Oh, well, yes, that's because I happen to be very artistic. You see, that is my own concoction of freestanding sculpture. Mm-hmm. Actually, the van showed up just a little while ago from Oakdale.
Thought that might be the case. Listen, if you need any help with the heavy stuff, I'd be happy to bribe your doorman to come up here and give you a hand.
Logan, what am I ever going to do with you? You're just too gallant.
Well, I do it myself. I have this trick mind that goes out on me when I think about work. I'll sit down, relax, take a weight off my feet. Right up my alley.
I'll tell you, in all seriousness, don't think I didn't consider sending all of that down to the basement unopened. Yeah. And I thought about it again, and I figured that would just be pretending that Draper and I never had a past together.
Well, you know what they say. You never know how much stuff you have until it's time to move.
Words of wisdom.
One of the great cliches.
Well, Draper was good for that. I mean, he was a saver. Organized, but nonetheless, he never threw anything out.
I think this is a lot harder for you, all of this, than you're letting on.
It's like rummaging through a time capsule. You know, the brief but very happy lives of Draper and April Scott.
You squeezed in a lot more memories in 2 years, all of them good, than most people manage in 20.
Yeah, I know. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do, though. I am not going to turn this apartment into a memory museum. I don't think that would be healthy, not for me or Julia.
Well, keep what you want, put it in storage, and the rest you can donate to charity.
You think charity would be interested in a whole set of law books?
I'd hold on to those. Those just might come in useful. You never know. I mean, Julia might decide to follow in her father's footsteps.
I would like that. I would. There are some things I want to keep for Julia's sake. It'll take me forever to find them. I pack so quickly, and then when I didn't pack, I had someone pack for me, and, well, there's no rhyme or reason to where anything is.
Which brings me in a roundabout way to the reason for my visit. There is something that I would appreciate very much if you could find for me.
Don't tell me. Raven's letter.
I know. I asked you before. I'm starting to sound like a broken record.
Look, I know. I already know how important that letter is to you.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You got enough problems of your own. You don't need to be dragged into the middle of mine. I shouldn't be asking for this right now.
Don't talk like that.
Forget it. No, really. I'm in a pretty good position. See, I'm charging Raven with abandonment, and the letter would solidify my case, but it's...
Don't you see what I'm saying? Don't you see... Logan, this is already beginning to sound like it's going to be an extremely dirty custody battle.
Yeah, it is. But I don't have any other choice. That's the only way I can get Jamie back. I miss him. I really miss him. Well, it's going to be a long time before we go into court. I just thought it'd be smart of me to sort of line up my weapons, so that's all I had in mind, really.
No, I understand. Well, look, Logan, that letter is obviously here somewhere. I just cannot guarantee you how soon I will find it.
Well, whenever. It really doesn't... It makes you feel funny turning the letter over to me. I mean, being put in the position of having to choose between us.
No. Look, how can I possibly refuse you? You were one of Draper's best friends, and you have been an extremely good friend to me, especially these past couple of months. I mean, Lord, you helped me find strength that I didn't even know I had.
Well, that's been a two-way street. We helped each other over a very rough time. It wasn't just me.
Oh, Logan, I just wish there was an easy way out of this, a way that somebody wouldn't get hurt, but I know whoever gets Jamie, someone is going to be terribly hurt.
You really think Raven's going to shed tears?
Look, I've talked to her about this, and yes, I do believe if she does lose Jamie, she will be hurt, she will suffer.
I don't much care. It's Jamie's suffering that I'm worried about.
Logan, I want to believe that Raven loves that little baby.
Well, then you believe it. I can't, not after everything she's done.
You are right. If I have to give that letter to someone, if I have to, I will give it to you.
Guess I was wrong. The only solution would be for me to take the entire case of Siegel versus California home tonight and read it over.
Well, Cliff, I really think you should go home and relax. I know your office store has been closed all day, and Anna tells me you haven't even taken any calls.
Well, yeah, I had been quite busy. Most of the day was spent with Logan.
District Attorney Swift or Mr. Swift, our client?
Mr. Swift. We were discussing his custody case. We've decided on a plan of action.
Good. Glad to hear that.
Sure would like to know how the wheels are turning on the other side of the courtroom, though.
Not much chance of that.
There would be. Mr. Carr, how would you feel about me meeting Raven?
Cliff, I don't see how meeting with Raven would gain us any advantage.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to get to know the enemy better, would it?
She's made her position in this matter perfectly clear.
Of course she has in public, but she has to talk that way. She has to deal from a position of strength.
I get the feeling there is not 1 ounce of compromise in that woman.
But it wouldn't hurt to see if the possibility existed, would it?
All right. But if you want to follow that line, contact her lawyer.
Do you know if she's retained counsel yet?
No, I don't.
Too bad. I know how Logan feels about that boy. I'd hate to waste even a minute.
Let's face it, Cliff. This is going to be a long, drawn-out affair.
Well, all the more reason to have a meeting. Maybe with one well-chosen word, I could be arranged for Logan to see the kid during the proceedings.
Now, that would be a positive step. Visitation rights would mean a great deal to Logan, I'm sure.
Who knows? I might be able to get lucky and arrange an out-of-court settlement, too.
And just remember, Logan is not going to settle for anything less than permanent custody of Jamie. Unless Raven is willing to turn Jamie over to him, and I don't think that's her intention. This issue is going to have to be settled in a court of law in front of a judge.
Well, it wouldn't hurt to try, would it?
All right. But you'd better let Logan know your intentions. He may have certain reservations.
I don't know, Mr. Carr. Every time you mention Raven's name in front of Logan, steam comes out of his ears. I don't think he's going to be very objective in this case.
Even so, we still have to respect our client's wishes.
But trust me on this. If I can establish a line of communication, I might be able to set up some sort of shuttle diplomacy between the two of them, save a lot of hassles on each side.
Well, if Swift versus Swift does get into a courtroom, there's going to be a lot of dirty laundry hung out in public.
Right. I bet that I can make Raven be reasonable.
Cliff, I don't think you realize how monumental an undertaking that would be.
Well, the worst that could happen is that she wouldn't cooperate. And even then, I might be able to get some tidbits of information which would help me later on in the case.
Raven is a very adept manipulator. Just be careful that you don't spill our beans to her.
Don't worry. If I think that she's wheedling me for information, I'll play dumb. I'll say, oh, I don't know that facet of the case or something.
Well, just let me know when she comes into the office, okay?
I don't think I ought to invite her into the office.
Oh?
No, it's awfully formal in here. Wouldn't that defeat our purpose? I ought to take her out to a fancy dinner,
Cliff, this has got to be handled on a strictly professional level.
Don't worry about me. She's the one that's sending out all the signals. I should be very candid with you, Mr. Carr. Raven finds me very attractive. And after I wine and dine her, she'll be putty in my hands. Well, I got a big date with Siegel versus California. See you tomorrow, Mr. Carr.
Good night, Cliff.
I genuinely hate putting you in the middle of this. I hope you know that.
I am in the middle of this. It can't be helped. I am the one that Raven gave Jamie to when she went off to England.
We might get lucky. Once the letter's in my hands, she might decide not to fight anymore. She could show some sense, give up.
Sure, who knows? Maybe it'll never get to court.
Well, I hope not. Sure don't like the idea of your being forced to testify. Not that I would call you as a witness, but Raven's attorney might will.
Logan, don't worry about me. I've certainly done worse things than testified in court.
I know. I was just thinking a little while ago, it's about time that your life got a little easier.
Yeah, well, to help you, Logan. I want to repay you for everything you...
Repay me? I don't much care for the sound of that. I hope you don't think I've been coming over here just because I expected something in return, because you have no obligation to me at all, none. Yes, I want you to give me the letter, but only for the right reason. Because you genuinely feel that it would be the best thing for Jamie.
Well, I do feel that way. And I know how much you love Jamie. And I know that you will take the best possible care of him.
Well, what's your hesitation, then?
Because I happen to be a mother now myself. I know how I would feel if Julia were ever taken away from me.
Yes, but you're you and Raven is Raven. Comparing the two of you is like comparing a diamond to a chunk of rock salt.
I just wanted you to understand how I feel.
Well, I do understand. I wish I didn't, but I do. Which means I guess I have to understand you have doubts about the letter, too, right? Look, why don't we just forget about the letter for a while? If you find it, when you find it, and you think about it, then we'll see, okay? I better go.
Logan, wait. Look, I can sympathize with Raven all I want. The fact is, she did abandon Jamie. And I have never seen a sign of motherly love in Raven. If that indeed is any indication of how she will raise that baby, well, then I have absolutely no doubt. And I will turn over that letter to you.
Where's Kirk?
He's asleep. I guess he was really exhausted.
I still say the two of you have absolutely no business making a move of this sort.
Daddy, things are going to work out between us. I know they are.
Please reconsider, Emily. I'm sure you can change Kirk's mind.
But I don't want to change Kirk's mind. I really feel this move is for the best.
I don't want to lose my little girl.
Daddy, you're not going to lose your little girl. I just won't be here anymore.
She'll be in Monticello.
You know, most girls my age left the nest a long time ago. I have responsibilities now to my husband.
I know how much you love Kirk.
Monticello isn't that far away. We'll see each other often.
For a while, maybe.
Daddy, I will miss you. But you have to think of it this way. It'll be the beginning of a whole new relationship between us. A father and his grown daughter.
Yes.
Well, I'm going to go out for a walk. I'll see you later.
Doctor, can I get you anything?
All I want right now, Molly, is to keep Kirk and Emily in this house.
Doctor, you and Emily have been so close for such a long time. The thought of losing her must hurt you terribly, but it's something all fathers have to face, and most of them survive.
What I'm going to lose doesn't concern me. It's what Emily stands to lose.
Oh, I'm sure that Kirk will do everything he can to take good care of her.
Molly, if Kirk and Emily move to Monticello, it'll just be a matter of time before her world falls apart.
Oh, well, you seem terribly pessimistic. Why?
Molly, I'm going to tell you something. And I want you to promise me not to say a word of this to Emily or to anyone.
Of course.
That young man upstairs, he's not Kirk Michaels.
But...
No. He's someone else, Molly. And I know who.
Seems as though a harmony is hard to find, always on our mind, and frustrated days pass without sight, the edge of night, half dark, half light, as we watch our hearts trying to hold